But yeah, no, yeah, milk in the galaxy is kind of a weird topic, and I don't want to talk about it much more. Okay. We have devoted so much time to discussing milk, is all I'm saying. Like,
hey everybody, welcome to Nat Wonderful.
Interested parties want to know about the milk.
No. Oh, okay.
Hi, my name is Interested Parties.
Yes, what would you like to know
parties.
about the milk? What would you like to know about the milk of the Goldaran Galaxy? Mm-hmm.
What is
Everything.
So much.
Everything? Well...
You can tell me later, though.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Don't worry about it.
Actually, welcome to Nat Wonderful. This week is going to be fun. We're going to send these guys to classes because they're out of school, so they need to go to classes. As you guys all wake up in your dorms, how are all of you feeling? You had kind of an eventful day. You had a party last night. How was that sick party?
I think Wind probably hit the sauce a little too hard. So I think he's a little hungover today. And, you know, when he wakes up to do his morning yoga, that probably helped a little bit. But he's definitely still hungover.
There's morning yoga?
Oh, I mean, dude, he's a monk. Of course, there's morning yoga.
I have an important question.
I have an important answer.
Is there like a uniform situation at this space school?
There actually isn't for classes. Once you get to the point where you're discharged on missions, you'll be in uniform. But no, there is no school uniform. You guys can wear whatever you want as long as it's like, you know, appropriate as you see.
Cool.
Yeah, so Wind does his morning yoga as he always does, in the nude.
Oh no.
And then he puts on his monk robes.
Look at that cloaca.
His brilliant...
Oh, butt chugging the sunlight.
Butt chugging the sunlight is the name of the episode.
This is to the tune, by the way, butt chugging the sunlight is to the tune of Dancing in the Moonlight.
Chugging the sunlight. Everybody's we just listen to that song.
What
okay, but yeah, Wind...
sight.
Everybody but chugging the sunlight.
Moonlight.
Oh my God.
Welcome to Nat Wonderful.
Yeah, Wind's gonna he then throws on his robes, and I think he's gonna go and try and get some breakfast.
Yeah, the cafeteria is open, so you definitely have breakfast options.
Hell yeah.
Jin woke up early because she actually left the party a little early and went to bed because she was feeling kind of sucky about causing Rust's meltdown. And so she went to bed early and made the mistake of waking up early and saw completely everything going on with Wind.
Uh-oh.
It was not good. She won't look him in the eye.
Was this like you woke up, threw on clothes, and then you walked out, saw that, and then just kept walking right through to get to breakfast on time, or?
Oh, yeah. I'm waking up feeling great about the day. Like, you know, yesterday was tough, but I can go to classes, I can get over things, and then I start the day with a whole new trauma.
Basically like a neighbor peeking through a window just by accident.
Yeah.
Because Wind is like in his bedroom, and he just like probably accidentally had the blinds open a little bit.
Oh my goodness!
And the full.
The door
was
the money shot as
it was very bad. He was like doing a sun salutation.
A little bit of waving through the wind. Oh
my gosh.
He did crow pose and it. Ooh.
So what else is everyone? How else is everyone feeling when they wake up?
I would say that, like, Anna being the sort of caretaker that she is, she'd probably go for the more DD of the party. So she's probably
all right.
In our dorm,
she's probably feeling pretty good.
You don't need to drive anyone home.
I know. I had to make sure they got back to their room. It's a very confusing base.
Okay.
We were in the same hallway, weren't we?
Yeah,
I have a question
I thought
about
we were in the
that.
same like little dorm common area.
Yeah, how does that work? I'm still kind of confused on that.
So you've got like the main hallway of basically you've got like a big common area that has like a kitchen and it's got like a little living room area, whatever. And then there are rooms for each of you leading off of that are basically like little dorm rooms. You know, a room, a bathroom, except you also have a little kitchenette set in there.
Okay. Do I have a roommate? Because we have not talked about that.
Yeah, and
No,
do you
I
like
think-
share a bathroom with your dorm people, or does everyone get their own bathroom?
You share a bathroom.
Cool.
There's 2 bathrooms. Everyone kind of shares, and you don't have to have like. There's enough for each of you to have your own room. But if you want to have a roommate, that's an interesting thing. Are any of you guys bunking together?
That's what I thought that Wind and Jin were trying, or that Jin was trying to set up there. But like, I don't know. I was just asking if I had a bunk.
I could be totally on board with bunking with Wind.
That's even funnier with the nude yoga thing.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be a daily occurrence because Wind refuses to put on clothes.
I cannot get up before 7:30. This is imperative because I will see things. But then you just get used to it, and it's just like, oh yeah, there's Wind. I feel like Blue would have their own room just because of their special sleeping needs.
Right, yeah. I think that makes the most sense. Because you've got
Rose
a
would want
pool.
her own room.
Yeah.
She would.
Yeah, I fully imagine, like, Rose... I figured Molly would have her own room. Because
Yeah.
she's older. She kind of needs... She might want her own space. But yeah, I think that makes sense. I love the idea of flashback Jin and Wind walking in and not realizing that they don't have to share a room, and they're like, I guess we're bunking together, and then realizing yeah.
I was gonna say, I think
Then
that's really
everyone else
funny.
has their own room, being like, "What?"
Yeah.
Why are you...
I think that's really funny, but I think Wind would want his own room.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, then
To
Wind
be
just keeps the
honest.
door
Yeah.
open like a jerk.
Okay, tell me about my character.
So okay, but yeah, so Anna, Anna's, we've got her DD situation. Yeah, the Wind is a little hungover. Jin walks out and then just happens to look at the right time, right time to see just Wind completely naked doing yoga. What about Blue?
I feel like Blue would wake up at like just in time to grab breakfast before class, you know, like that sweet spot. And yeah, they wake up, put on their so Blue wears when they're on the surface, spending time mostly on land, they wear wool sweaters because wool keeps you the warmest when it's wet, you know. So they wear wool sweaters, and they have a little like mister, like bottle of water they spritz their little sweater with to keep it damp.
I love that.
So their outfit is some like neoprene dive shorts, you know, not neoprene, whatever swimsuits are made out of. I don't know, but those
I don't
divey
know.
shorts with the big old pockets, you know, and yeah, and a big old wool sweater.
I love it. Rose, what about you?
So Rose would have probably eaten a few of those bugs, maybe tried a few of the other snacks that were around, and even the evening, then snuck off early to have a good sleep, or to at least look at the stars for quite some time, and then waking up again, just like Blue did, just before at a reasonable time to get breakfast, basically, because she just wants to get a bunch of food, go to class.
So you said you stay up late to kind of look at the stars some?
Yeah, a little bit. Nothing crazy. Probably about as late as everyone else. She leaves the party maybe after 30 minutes.
Okay. As you go out at night to look at the stars, and like the stars are your thing, is this like the first time you've gotten to like take a look from this location to like truly take it in?
Yes, because she's
Okay.
only seen them on the ship coming over otherwise.
As you look out your window, you kind of start to familiarize yourself with the stars in this area. And from Earth to here, it is like a whole different thing. Like the array of stars, there are new constellations that you kind of have to learn. There's so much stuff going on. There are planets off in the distant that are just close enough for you to see, but far enough that they're not like huge in your field of vision. And it is, it's truly a sight to take in. And I'm curious, what do you do kind of as you're doing it? Are you the type to like make your own star chart, or
She would mentally be taking note of everything. She wouldn't be making a star chart yet. She has one of the, earthen constellations that she could map before, but she's going to make a star chart of this. For now, it's just sort of thinking about things, about her whole situation, and just looking at all of the unique patterns in the sky and just being peaceful.
Awesome. And then you wake up just in time. I think like maybe as you walk out, at this point, probably Wind is out. Jin is already gone. But maybe like you and Blue leave right around the same time, since you both kind of woke up around then. Anna, what time do you wake up?
I was going to say my wake up time is probably the same sort of breakfast scenario. I'm not saying we have to sit together, but I would say probably just enough time for me to grab some breakfast, some OJ, some coffee, and then heading off to class. Also, are the rest of us going to do some cool outfit checks? Because I did not realize that was something we probably should have talked about.
Yeah, I mean, Rose is just wearing like a faded, well, not faded, but like a grayed red sort of linen tunic and some brown linen pants with a little belt just made of leather. Very simple.
Okay, yeah, I have a question about that.
I have an answer about that.
Are we given clothing or any supplies or anything by this, or can we like buy new stuff? Because I mean, Jin was homeless.
Yeah, you can definitely buy new stuff. You can like, I think you're given a uniform just in case, but like it's not like you're required to wear it.
Okay.
But the clothes that they give you, that uniform will eventually be like your mission uniform, is like basic black pants, black socks, black shoes, and then a colored shirt corresponding with your like area of study. So for the captaining program, it's a red shirt. So congratulations, Jen, you're a red shirt.
Uh-oh.
If there was a uniform, Rose would be wearing that. She would be getting dressed in her uniform and not really wearing her actual clothing to classes.
For planetary studies, the shirt color is this forest green, and all of them have a gold pendant that is the logo for Star Academy, which for the listeners, we will drop on Twitter soon, so you can look there.
Also, for my outfit, I was going to say, normally for Anna, it's a series of just tank tops or crop tops or something in between and some sick camo cargo pants.
Oh my gosh.
That is very cute.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And then last, Molly, what time do you wake up?
Molly wakes up at 5 a.m. every day.
Oh my
I
god.
was going to say, it's going to be one of those devil old
She's one
people
of those.
wake up times.
I hate those people.
My parents are those people. I don't think they get up at 4. I'm like, okay, you guys have fun.
I don't even know what you do with all that time.
I would say the cafeteria doesn't open until 6, so you've got like 30 minutes to just kill.
I think she wants to make her own breakfast anyway.
Cute.
I need to know what this breakfast is. Oh, I need to know.
Oh, well, she has a bowl of cereal,
Oh, yeah.
of course. But she also makes some scrambled eggs and just has some fruit. So really, all she is doing is preparing eggs.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like watching you look around the kitchen for inspiration.
Oh, I was just I was looking off in the distance. I was not
Okay.
looking at the kitchen intentionally.
I love it. So like,
What food do I even have?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you've got like all the stuff you need. You can obviously prepare eggs. You're able to find like gnome home eggs.
They're just little
because
quail
Earth
eggs.
are
Aw.
big. Yeah, they're like quail egg sized for you. And so, you make a nice little breakfast out of it. I dig it. you hear the doors start to open and shut and everybody start to head out for the breakfast. As you do, there's all the other students are in there eating. They're all just having a good old time as they chow down on breakfast, because I feel like everyone's gonna ask, yet Tree is sitting in the same spot he was in the last time you were in here, and he just has like a full plate of spinach and mushroom omelet, just full stacked up plate, like 2 feet tall, just omelets. He is loving it. Sitting with Tree, you see Don and Colin are kind of sitting with him, and they're just talking. Off in the distance, you see Malcolm, who was the drow that you guys met last week that seemed to take a little bit of an interest in Jin and made sure to introduce himself. And sitting next to Malcolm is Shelly, but they're far away, so there's no need for, well, yeah, it's up to you, but I wouldn't say there was a need for you to panic on this one, Anna.
I was gonna go sit next to Tree anyways, but because the moment you said her name, my eyes went wide. So I would probably, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I will sit with Tree.
It's a fairly uneventful breakfast. There's students milling about, kind of coming in and out, getting ready for classes, and then eventually you hear a bell ring throughout, and you hear coming over the intercom the voice of Charles Lemarcier, Mr. Lemarcier, the captaining person, and he just comes on and says, "Is this thing on?" Right, yeah, it's on. So, it's the first day of classes, everybody. We're excited to see you. You should be getting a ping on your like little devices real soon, telling you where to go and what classes you're taking. You only got 2 classes a day here. It's gonna be pretty chill time, all right? But we got to get all these gen eds out of the way. That way we can push you on to the bigger and better things. I look forward to at least seeing some of you in class. All right, have a nice rest of the breakfast. You got about 30 minutes, and then you hear a click, and you guys are left 30 minutes before class. You guys hear a little ping, and you see on like the tables in front of you, there's a little screen, because like where you sit, it doesn't really matter. It like has a list that you can scroll through, and it'll have like your pod and where you're going. And so you scroll down, your pod's about the 4th down on this list, and you see that it says like it lists out all your names, and then it's dash, and it says captaining. So you guys know that in 30 minutes, you guys need to go to the captaining course.
Yeah, I was honestly picturing like I was actually picturing the last 30 minutes before class as like when Blue would be going to get the food. Like they would just breeze in and out of the cafeteria and like be eating on the way to the classroom.
I dig it. So like, yeah, you hear that ping or that notification while you're in the hall walking there. Like, anyone else have anything specific they're thinking of? We got 30 minutes before class starts.
I have some time to inhale my pancakes and exchange maybe 2 or 3 words with Tree.
Yeah, Tree's like in like just absolutely demolishing these omelets, and he looks over and says, it looks like I'm studying combat today. That sounds fun.
Are you any good at that, Tree?
I'm very skilled with many weapons. I like to do combat.
What happened in Tree's life to make him so bloodthirsty?
I was kind of wondering because I see weapons. I do see weapons. I didn't know if hand-to-hand combat would work for you because you seem to move kind of methodically.
Oftentimes, things that seem like you need to do them fast are serviced much better by slowing down and taking a rather methodical approach.
Ooh, that was...
I'm gonna write
Hell yeah,
that
bro.
down.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
And then he...
I love Tree.
He, like, holds out his hand, and you see that, like, growing up with these vines kind of shoot up his arm, and it forms, like, a little mannequin. If I was to attack fast, I would swing away. But if I'm slow and take an easy approach... And then he points at, like, 2 different spots. He says, I can hit here or here. finish the job in one go.
All right, that's really cool. I'll remember that.
Yeah, totally. Yes.
Cool.
All of it. Everything.
And then you just see Don looks up from his plate of, he's got like a small plate of like bugs and eggs and then like fruit, and he looks up and says, Tree, I'm fucking what that's how? I'm terrified.
Every conversation with you is a
terrified.
treasure tree.
You know, it really is. It really is. It's a great time. Well, this is wonderful. I look forward. I'm going to the piloting class. I'll see you. And the frog person known as Don gets up and starts walking away. Getting to class is super easy. The campus is laid out in like squares, like think like a New York City block grid system. You know that it's on the 3rd floor of the main building, and it takes you like maybe like 2 minutes to get there from anywhere. It's a very central location.
At some point before the classes starts, Jin finds Blue and asks how Rust is doing.
So, Blue, you know Rust is actually taking it this week. He didn't wake up on time, but when you checked on him, he seemed fine. And then you got a notification in your room asking if there was a way that Rust could go to a therapy session this week.
Yeah, I feel like I would have just forwarded that message to Rust and like made sure he woke up before I went out the door and made sure he was all set to go to therapy and such. And so I can relay that to it's not like a private thing. Like I could just like show Jin the message or something, right?
Yeah. That'd be okay. You guys are officially going to your first class. And you guys know that your first class is with Charles Lemarcier, who is the head of the captaining division, and it is the captaining class. The way that I kind of want to do this, at any point, let me know, and you can do a check. Like, if you think you want to do a history check, roll it, and then let me know what you roll. If you want to roll insight, any type of those checks that you think is appropriate, tell me you want to roll it, and I will let you do it and give you information. And that kind of goes from here on in any class. So, you guys are about to go into captaining class. Let's say you guys, it's on the 2nd floor of the main building. So you guys are headed up the stairs currently. What's the mood?
So like, I don't know. I would say Anna's pretty excited. Like, this is a new chapter in her life. It's a sort of starting over, but not really. I'd say this is an exciting first day.
Yeah, I dig that. Jin, this is kind of your area. How are you feeling about it?
I would say I'm apprehensive because it wasn't really the area I chose. It was the area that was left. Like, when we did that first thing, everyone else had their specialty, had their expertise, and then I was just kind of thrown into the position. So I wouldn't say Jin is overly excited, a little more just wondering what to expect.
As you guys enter, Charles is actually not in the classroom as you enter, which means if he's not there in 15 minutes, you can leave.
That is an urban legend.
That is space law.
I had a professor who would constantly get to class at the 12-minute mark, where we were like, oh, we're almost ready to just yeet out of here.
If I had a professor that did that, I'd just quit showing up. Like, you clearly don't respect my time.
Oh, he was a little sweetie, though.
As you guys enter, there are enough seats for all of you. Where do you guys sit in the class?
I'm going to say Anna sits, like, smack middle. She wouldn't, like, I don't think she would go up to the front because she doesn't want that sort of responsibility. But she would like to still be attentive and not necessarily be in the back. So, neutral.
Right.
First finds a window.
Are there windows?
Yeah, there's a seat. There's like the way this classroom is set up is it's kind of like there's windows facing out into space in all directions, but there is one specific view that maybe it's the most thing. There's like one where you can see the most stars and one where you can see the most planets. So
She would be going for the star one.
perfect. So you're going to be kind of up and to the left.
Molly is going to be sitting in the very front row. Not exactly in the middle, but just a little bit to the right. Just so she could see and hear.
Jin sits toward the back. Like, the back row. But not like in the corner, just in the back.
Wind just waits and takes whatever's left.
Yeah, I'd say Blue sits same up toward the front where they can participate in class.
So as you guys kind of all take your seats, it's about 5 minutes and nothing happens. No one shows up.
Blue is using their school issued like digital whiteboard thing that kind of projects a message above their head to send memes. Just putting memes up there.
Just
Don't ask me to
the best
describe them.
You know
I
what?
don't know
Make
space memes.
Make a meme
Make
check.
make a performance
Check. Ooh, I should open up my character sheet. That'd be fun. Okay, so that's a 12.
With the 12, the memes are like pretty mid, you know?
Oh, okay.
They're not quite boomer Facebook memes, but they're like memes that have been through Twitter and Reddit and now they're on Facebook.
We're in the
Okay,
future
yeah,
and
yeah,
Reddit's
yeah.
still around.
That's my
bet.
real life equivalent.
Blue,
you know?
did you make that joke up just now?
Blue nods.
I didn't know you were so funny.
Oh my goodness. It is at the 7-minute mark that Charles finally walks into the back of the class and says, "Right, sorry I'm late, everybody. Don't worry about it. I'm here. We can continue with class."
Mondays, am I right?
Right. Now, I know what you guys are wondering. How am I supposed to learn how to captain? Well, there's one thing about learning how to be a captain that I think is more important than anything else. And that's history. There's no reactions? Okay, thought I would get kind of a cheer.
Yeah, like elaborate. Like how?
How are you supposed to enforce codes if you don't know why the codes are there?
Go on.
Right. Now, you guys all know the basic story. There was a war between the uprising and the denizens of the denizens of peace versus the oppression, and eventually it led to what we have now. Now, question for the class. Who knows why the war actually started?
I would
I will make a history check.
like to make a history check, yes.
Me too.
I'll do it also.
History. Ooh. Blue is good for this.
Molly
history.
rolled a 6.
Molly rolled a 6.
She just forgets.
Molly
even though
has
she
like a
was
very
there.
faint idea. Not entirely sure.
Anna rolled a 17.
17. Okay.
All right. That is a 21 for Blue.
Wow.
Yeah, Blue has a +7 to history
Whoa.
Jeez.
for reasons that I don't remember why I chose that. But yeah.
Who else was rolling that?
I rolled a 10.
Alright.
Sorry.
10? Okay. Oh, you're good. So, Anna, you have you remember that what you've been told is that the war started because just like long-standing turmoil, and then they just got fed up and went for it.
Who went for what?
The denizens of peace, as they're known now, which is a group that started on Earth, you remember that?
Yes.
Decided to attack what became known as the oppression, but the original Galactic Federation.
And I say this out loud. I say this out loud as well because this is in my character voice.
So Charles takes a brief minute, and he listens to you as you kind of tell what you've been told your whole life, and says, "Right, well, there's a little bit more of a thing there." And then Blue, you know the thing. You know that the Galactic Federation was basically starting to... There was rumors that the Galactic Federation was toying with the idea of, like, experimentation on humans.
Cool, yeah. They type that onto their digital whiteboard thing.
He reads that answer above your head and just points at Blue and says, "Yeah, you're exactly right. The Galactic Federation decided that it was up to them to experiment on humans."
Rose just stiffens as this conversation starts and is just looking at her desk.
I'm a human. I don't like that idea.
I was raised by humans, and I hate that idea.
So basically, the denizens of peace, as they started to be known, was this a group of people that were on Earth at the same time. Not all of them from Earth, but they were all on Earth, and then they decided to fight back. Now, eventually, we had to, work with each other towards the end because it was a stalemate. Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. Without massive destruction, what are you gonna do? There were a lot of lives lost in the war. We all know that. And it's an unfortunate thing. However, the end result is what we have today. And I think we all agree what we have today is a lot better than what we had. Am I right?
Rose, I'm gonna roll.
Yeah. Blue is also skeptical that what we have now is better because their planet ended up being basically colonized after the war.
Yeah, Jin doesn't buy it either.
Also, after all that Anna has lost as well during the war and everything she experienced, she would definitely not say the ends justify the means.
Rose looks for a moment like she's gonna get up out of her chair and leave, but shuffles back in and just clenches her fist.
You know what? Hold on. I'm going to actually talk to this professor here. Hey, professor, would you say that the ends justified the means for us to get to where we are now?
He pauses. Your name's Anna, right?
Yes, sir.
Anna, if I didn't think the ends justified the means, I wouldn't be teaching here.
Fair enough.
Right. Now, I understand that the means were not always the best. However, they were better than some of the other alternatives. I think what I'm trying to tell you is that, and he sits on his desk. He's been standing kind of in front of it talking to you this entire time, and he sits down and he says, the alternative to not having this is everyone being dead.
Molly raises her hand.
He kind of nods at you and looks at you.
Professor, so this all started because of a conflict between humans?
This all started, I mean, if we want to get back to the root of it, this all started because Earth decided to expand and try and go out into the universe and then found everything. There's a lot of reasons this got started. This got started between a conflict between people that had the power and the people that didn't have the power.
I suppose.
So, Professor, what would you say is the true mission of STAR?
The Space Travel and Regulation Academy is training operatives, like you guys, students if you want to call them that, to make sure that we can keep the peace that we have. Because I think we can all agree with this. The best defense is a really good offense.
Jin speaks up and says, not when you're dealing with people's lives.
We're not talking about a preemptive offense, are we?
So really, the only kind of offense there is preemptive. If you're doing something in response to something else, you're playing defense.
So what does this offense look like, Professor?
He stands back up, and he kind of walks over and he says, it looks like you guys. The students here at Star Academy, your friends that are out there doing their classes, it looks like you guys being out and being the faces that everyone sees and making sure that everyone knows they can trust us. And making sure that everyone knows that on the corner, there's going to be a Star operative out there. That's what it means. That's what it looks like. And then you hear a class bell go off. It seems to come from kind of just everywhere in the walls. Right. I think it's time for you guys to go to your next class. I think you got medicine with Jorg.
Leaves before he finishes. Immediately as he says, time for you to go, she's gone.
Well, looks like Rose is eager to get out. Next time will be more fun, guys. Promise. We'll do something fun.
Anna's going to start gathering her stuff.
As Molly leaves, she goes up to the professor and asks, do we have any homework we need to do?
Oh, man. How could I forget homework? Oh.
Molly!
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
There are books in the back of the class. Someone grab one for Rose. I know she was kind of
I got it.
Right. So just read the first chapter of the book. It's basically going to talk about the founding of the Denizens of Peace and everything like that and how it got started, okay? And I did write those textbooks, okay? Took me a long time to find all those sources.
Did you put your signature in this?
I did. It's going to be worth something someday, right? Sign every book.
That's kind of cool.
On her way out of the room, Jin, under her breath, says that guy needs to work on his sales pitch.
Make us.
Yeah, that's a stealth check, my dude.
100%, and I'm going to roll perception, and I'm going to tell you right now, this will be fun.
Well, lucky for you,
I'm a dog lover.
Has a nice stealth check.
Homegirl is a rogue.
Yeah. A nat 1! Oh my gosh. So that's a 5. That's a 5
Wonderful.
on my stealth.
I'm going to tell you right now, he rolled a nat 20.
Oh my.
So
She just
Jin
shouted
just
it, I
shouted
guess.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Stage
You need to
whisper.
work on your sales pitch!
Yeah, at that point, I'm just
So-
saying it straight to his face.
he looks at you and says, meet me in my office tomorrow.
Wow.
This is a little awkward. I'm gonna gather my stuff and moonwalk out of the classroom.
What's up, wonderful people? I'm Cordell from Nat Wonderful, and I love you guys. You're all 10 out of 10 hotties in my book for listening to the show, and I'm here to tell you how you can get more involved. Follow us on Twitter at Nat Wonderful, on Instagram at NAT1DERFUL, or email us at NAT1DERFUL@gmail.com.
You guys go a floor down. As you do, you see a few students in the hallway. Tree is walking up to the captain in class, and you guys kind of pass by him for a bit, and he says, still no blood in combat class. And then he just walks up further. And you see his, like, the students in his pod are, like, patting him on the back and being like, it's okay, man. Like, there'll be blood next time, I promise. Just, like, consoling the tall tree.
You'll get there, Tree.
Thank you.
I give him a high five. It takes a long time.
It's a long time. Like, it's like he goes, and even then, like, actually, make a Constitution saving.
I thought you were gonna.
Constitution save.
At first, I thought you were gonna make me make an attack roll on his hand with my bare,
that hand.
fleshy hand. Hold on. Constitution saving throw. Here we go.
Yeah.
This is a long high five.
That's a 12 plus 2. That's a 14.
As you pull your hand away, there's a single splinter, like, right below your pointer finger.
Ow!
No, I didn't mean to hurt you.
It's okay.
Curse my wooden form.
You are made out of.
There's the blood that you wanted.
Yeah, there you go. You
Is
got
there-
it, Tree. That was my intention all along.
Blood from a friend is worse than no blood.
Should I roll a medicine check to see if I can get the splinter out okay?
Yeah, go ahead and roll another die.
All right, cool.
That's
here we
3
go.
rolls.
We're playing D&D for real now. All right, here we go. That's another 12 plus 3. That's a 15.
Yeah, you're able to get it out just fine. He sees that you're able to just plug it out and he says, well, all right. That's better than you dying. I was scared that I killed you. And I don't like to kill friends.
Well, I'm honored to be called your friend, Tree.
Mm-hmm. And then he turns around and starts making his slow walk up the stairs. The door to the medic class is open, and you guys see that instead of like in the captaining class where there's like desks, there's like stations of like little miniature med bays almost, where you've got like all the medical equipment that you would need for like a first aid scenario. As you walk in, you see this Goliath in front of you, and he's just, "You guys are right on time. Come on in. Take a seat. Well, or stand, whatever you want to do. It's fine."
Wind walks up to one of the stations. I teach.
Hello, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
You know, I'm doing great. I'm ready to teach, ready to show some people how to, well, today we're actually going to learn out how to bandage a wound, so that'll be fun.
Oh, that's perfect. Anna, don't you got one?
Got one. What? Oh yeah, I do have a wound on my hand already that I got on the way over here from our dear friend Tree.
How did you wound yourself on the way here?
I high-fived a tree.
You, wait.
That's just modern cool kid lingo. Dab.
I don't understand.
No, it's no.
Bet.
The student here named Tree, he was having a hard time. He is made entirely of wood and thorns and such, and I gave him a high five.
Tree.
Yeah, that one.
Right, tree, yes.
I got a splinter. It's nothing serious.
All right, sounds, well, then why don't you come on up? I'll show everyone how to bandage a... does a splinter count as a wound? I guess is the question.
I think
that's too much. Yep, that works for now. And he gestures you to come forward, and he says, "Right, is everybody here? I know Rust won't be here. He's off doing his own thing. Yep, everyone is here. Blue, how are you today? I haven't gotten to talk to you."
Blue gives a thumbs up.
Right, well, Anna, you're the usual medic, so, right. So, Everett, show them your wound.
I turned it towards them. I have removed the splinter already, but there's a small, tiny trickle of blood.
Oh no, we must save her. Oh my god, this is terrible. Look at that. Please teach us your way.
He pulls out a swab and says, "Right, so you have to clean the wound first," and then he, kind of, swabs and, cleans up the blood and makes sure, that it's all cleaned up. And he says, and then, I was really thinking more big wound, but if you have a little wound like this, there's a Band-Aid. And he opens up and just, holds out a Band-Aid, and he says, "Right, I have one that has a star print on it. I have a Star Academy one." And then he pulls out and he says, "And I also have one of Lee Pace."
I'll take the Lee Pace one. And also, Teach, I just have a quick question. So you said you were thinking more of a large wound?
Yes.
Does that mean that one of us was going to get injured during this class and you were going to fix it up?
No, not at all.
Okay. Just making sure.
We'll go to that next. You'll see exactly what's going to happen. Then he puts out the Lee Pace Band-Aid and he wraps it around your finger and covers up that spot. He says, "Right, any questions on how to do very small cuts? I guess they count as wounds." All right, Anna, you can go back to your seat.
Okay.
Now, how to do a big wound. And he steps in front of his desk. He pulls out a knife and he stabs himself in the leg.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. Now, if you want to fix a wound, here's how we're going to do it. First off, what's everyone's first reaction? Go. Tell me.
I was gonna
put
cast
pressure
a
on
spell to heal you.
But what if you have the spells? You only have so much energy a day.
I know, but I don't think I would have used them all up to this point. I would just never expect my partner to stab themselves in the leg.
But do you have to expect the unexpected? And sometimes the unexpected is your partner stabbing themselves in the leg.
Well, if I don't, I guess I would just give them basic medical treatment.
Everyone roll a medicine check.
Can do.
Do we get advantage for having a certified PA in the house?
I don't think so, because Molly is not a certified PA.
I know, that was a joke. Yeah.
I got a 14.
I rolled a 24.
Nice.
24.
Ooh, that is bandaged.
I got another 15.
Rose is a 24. We have a 15 for Anna. Blue,
Non-natural 20.
non-natural 20. 11. What did you roll, Jin?
14.
14. And Molly?
15.
Perfect. Okay. Y'all rolled above 10, so maybe he looks out and he says, whose first reaction, whose first instinct is to pull out the knife? No one. Good. You got it right. Don't pull out the knife. And he says, so, this is really starting to hurt. Right, so, come on, Anna, Rose, let's say, what do you want to do?
Oh, what's the scenario for this? Are we in a classroom?
Your partner has stabbed themselves in the leg. That is the scenario for this.
She's getting up and she's looking for the first aid kit.
They're like all over. Like every station is fully stocked with first aid supplies. So you're able to find one at your station like super easy.
Okay, well, she grabs one.
Right, okay, that's a good first action is to find the emergency first aid kit. If you're on your ship and can't find it, Edward will be able to help you just fine.
Well, you're conscious and you're breathing.
Yes, but there is a lot of pain in the leg.
So she immediately makes a tourniquet around the thigh, or just around the top of the knife area.
Yep, that's probably a good choice.
She probably ties it a little tighter than maybe even necessary, but it's probably
that's good.
fine.
You're gonna cut off the blood flow, and then what's next? Everybody in the class, come up and look. We can all kind of witness this together. Molly, what would you do next? We've tied a tourniquet. We've cut off a little bit of the blood flow to the area. What's next?
Take the knife out?
Not a bad choice. Take out the knife. Now that's really going to hurt, but someone has to do it.
I'll do it.
Do you want some ibuprofen first?
I was gonna say, are there like painkillers in this medical kit?
There's no painkillers in the medical kit. I will be fine. Wind, pull the knife out of my leg.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Hey, what's that over?
Make a dex check.
Just a straight dex?
We'll make sleight of hand.
Okay, I have +7.
I think
+7
pulling
sleight of hand. So
okay, as let's say, pulling a knife out of a leg is definitely
Pulling
sleight of hand.
out is sleight of hand.
Why don't you just stab the knife with another knife?
9?
I got a 2
no.
+7.
You
Poor
go
Jorg.
to pull out the knife, and like your hands shakes
Pass
a
the
little
fuck
bit. I
out.
think out of nerves, and then he just says, "Okay, right, okay, right. This is not ideal. Maybe
sorry,
wind is this.
I'm-
Wind
yeah,
is
no.
not the medic. Wind is not the medic.
Hold on. Hold still. I'm gonna walk up to Jorg and then just like hold him in place, and then I'm gonna cast for real in real life. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah. Okay. Cure wounds. It just happens, right? There's no like check for it.
I believe so. Yeah.
I
Go ahead
cast
and roll.
remove knife.
Yeah, I cast
Remove
pull knife.
knife.
There is a check at sleight of hand. So I love this. So you see Wind is like shaking and pulling out the knife. I think it gets like halfway out before Anne is just like, stop, hold, and walks up there and casts Cure Wounds.
And as you see the wound close, Rose has
Yeah.
a flame in her hand, and she's like, "Aw, I don't get to cauterize it."
Jeez.
Right, so...
So now that the wound is healed,
Hey, Mr. Jorg,
yes,
you are the head of the medic department, right?
I very indeed am. I've done that for every class.
You have stabbed yourself in the leg.
we cut off the pants and put the tourniquet on, and it's just covered in knife wounds.
Do you at least alternate legs, or do you stab yourself in the same spot every time?
No, I alternate areas. So like leg, other leg, arm, other arm. Not anywhere in the vital area, of course.
Jeez.
Molly raises her hand.
Yes.
Well, it's been a while since I've been to school, but isn't there another option? Dummies?
Roll an insight check.
Okay. Or do you just like stabbing yourself? Let's see. That is an 18.
As you look at him, he like falls silent, and he has this look across his face that gives you the impression that in his head he's thinking, why didn't we ever think of dummies?
Good.
And he says,
Okay,
right, well,
I guess that makes us the dummies, huh? He's thinking.
he looks out and says, right, well,
Also, by
Next
the way,
year.
he gets healed for
yes.
7 points, just so you know.
Yeah. Oh, also, Blue takes their knife and cuts off the tourniquet so that he doesn't, like, lose his leg or whatever.
Well,
And Rose dismisses the flame.
Rose is still holding the flame.
Yeah, she was holding it the whole time, just in case.
Jorg looks at all of you and says, right, now you all at least know that, sometimes if your partner stabs themselves in the leg, it's because they weren't thinking, and they should have ordered dummies. Ah, right. And then he sits down, and like his chair is right behind him, so like all of you are kind of gathered around as he sits down, and he says, it's important that you all at least know how to do basic medical stuff. Right, so what I need you to know is that, Anna, I appreciate you using Cure Wounds. It's great, but I could have done that on myself.
I know you could have, but this just seemed to be going from bad to worse every step of the way. So I just wanted you to, stop being in pain if I could manage it.
That's what's going to make you a successful medic. Right. Now, everyone, there's some textbooks at the back of the room. Pick one up on your way out. It'll teach you the very, very, very basics of taking care of someone, okay? The rest of the semester, we're also going to be learning how to sling up a broken limb, just in case. We're also going to learn how to assess if someone is actually dead or if they're faking it.
And this involves Jorg faking being dead. We walk into the class, and it's just a massive walk into class. It's just a crime scene, and it's like, and there's written on the board, "Am I dead?"
Or he write that down instead of the intricate murder mystery episode I had planned.
Also, like Jorg actually does the same thing and gets himself wounded enough down to like 1 hit point, so we have to like figure out how close he is.
No, but afterwards, Jorg kind of looks at all of you and says, "This is it for the day. You have the rest of the day to yourselves. But you guys seem pretty cool, all right? My last class, they sat around and fumbled for 5 minutes just figuring out that they had to put a tourniquet on. You guys did the smart thing. Even though I said not to use your cure wounds, you did it anyway. What does that teach you?
Disobey
To
authority.
follow rules?
Sometimes you
Rebellious.
gotta improvise when your teacher stabs himself in the leg.
Fuck the man.
Well, what it's supposed to teach you is that sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands and ignore orders, but only in extreme circumstances.
I just, and then Rose interrupts. I just really thought you wanted us to learn the manual way to do this, but
No, Rose, listen. You were doing great. I just also want you to know that if there's another way to do it, you can do it that way too. But Rose, doing it the manual way is just as good.
Hey, look, there was some magic in my plan. She resummons the fire again and fidgets with it between her fingers while sort of looking him in the eyes.
Right. Possible immolation. I dig it. There's always a chance that'll work. And then he comes past and says, you guys are free to just go back to your room now. I'm going to go look up how we can order dummies because I'm tired of stabbing myself.
I wanted to say, like, if I'm like, I was going to try to be like the last one out of class, and I'll just like stop to talk to Mr. Jorg for a sec just to say, and I still appreciated your example, Mr. Jorg, because dummy or not, when you're out in the field, you're going to be dealing with a real situation like this. You're going to have to deal with the person's emotions, the pain that they're going through. Sometimes you won't get to deal with a lifeless dummy, I guess.
He kind of looks at you for a second and says, you're exactly right. He kind of looks around and everyone's got, so it's just you two in the room now. He says, You were in the war.
Yep.
And he nods and he looks around and says, right, I have to remember that from here. And then he sits behind his desk and says, don't worry about grabbing that textbook then. I don't think you need it.
Thanks, Teach. I'll moonwalk out of the classroom.
Can you roll a dex check for moonwalk?
Yes, I can.
I think dexterity is dancing. Yeah.
But can you get advantage because of how slick that would be?
Yeah.
That would be pretty slick.
Okay, sure. I'll take advantage. All right, so my first one is a 16.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Second one was a 6. So,
As you like turn around and start moonwalking out of the classroom, Jorg looks at you and says, "Oh wow, it's can you teach me how to do that sometime?"
yeah. No problem, Teach.
Nice.
Can't talk now. Moonwalking away.
So the camera kind of zooms out, and then you see the fullness of the main building. We smash cut to that night. Rose, for some reason, you're having a difficult time sleeping. It's maybe, like, relative to, like, Earth time, it's, like, 2:30 in the morning. What do you do?
If she can't sleep, she's going to go to the stars.
Roll a perception check for me.
20.
Wait, 20 total or nat?
20 total.
Oh my goodness, still amazing. As you look out amongst the stars, which you saw last night, and you made, like, a mental note of, you notice, like, there's this giant planet that's a good ways in front of you. It's this blue, it's like a completely blue planet with a red cap at either pole. And you noticed last night that there was a star next to it that was, like, dim, and it seemed like it was light years away, like light years and light years and light years away. And as you look, you notice that that star is no longer there.
Does she have any reason? Does she know any reason this would be the case?
Make a history check for me.
An 11.
With an 11, you can't think of any particular reason why a star would just be there one night and disappear the next.
Okay, she's gonna want to speak to someone about it, but she doesn't know if it's urgent or not, but it bothers her so much. Are there rules about being awake or anything at night for too long or interrupting anyone?
No, there are suggestions, like, saying, like, try and get some rest, but, like, they're not gonna, like, get you in trouble for not sleeping or something.
She's probably she's made a mental note exactly where that is, and she's gonna aim to speak to someone about it in the morning, but that's probably not gonna help her sleep at all. When she gets back to her room, she'll probably draw that exact location, like the planet, the little star that was that, the stars that are there, but the star that is not, should draw differently, just an outline.
I dig it. You make this sketch, and then we see that kind of sketch, like, mirrored and reflected as we see, like, this pan around, and we see all the stars, and then we cut to black.